hate it when they do that. No, like, what a phenomenal game. I was saying to Beth and to Colin, I'm not sure how much you follow it. You know, it's the #1 MMO in the world right now. It has, you know, tens, if not hundreds of millions of players. I think, Ant, it was you that threw it in the mod group there, saying that there was an article that came out and said, Square Enix said that the reason why the 21 was so profitable for them was because of 14.
Wow, that's extraordinary, isn't it?
It's the highest grossing Final Fantasy game of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, which, let me tell you, means something, because
Yeah.
the company burns money. I don't know how they burn it, but they burn it. They must just literally have a big furnace that they just throw it in, I don't know, but the amount of people that work on these games, you know, and like, obviously you've already had quite the, you know, I'm not sure if repertoire would be the right word, but you've done a lot of different games, you've done a lot of different things. Were you really aware of the 14 crowd? I know that you'd have the odd item sent to you in the mail and stuff, but and you probably, because you don't have social media accounts, you hadn't really interacted with many fans?
No, which is why it's like the run up to this, and thanks to you for inviting us to do the Zoom as a sort of a window into the world. And now this is, those past few months have just been a total eye-opener, and which has come to fruition today, because actually to meet you all in the flesh and sort of realise just what a close-knit and loving company of people you are, and it's, you know, so it's just a very rare thing to find in the gaming community, I think. I'm sure the games I've done, which sound like we could just have the second theme, it's very different because a lot of them are quite aggressive, and I'm not saying, you know, Thancred's not aggressive, and there's aggressive stuff within the game, but you don't find this kind of community within those games. It's not the same sort of fan base.
In any game, there is that toxicity anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think I can say that the Kupocon community does not have that.
No.
You know, it's like when people cosplay, and Colin said that he thought about cosplaying here, but he was worried that people might judge him because it might be shit. And I was thinking, you wouldn't get judged here. You know, it's not that kind of community. So I'm glad that this was kind of your introduction to.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it's an incredible introduction. Yeah, I mean, I've loved it. I apologise that I couldn't get through more of you in the queues, but you know, when you're chatting away, it's just you can just really feel the vibe, the whole place. I think it's pretty unique. Yeah.
What about for you, Tim?
Yeah, I echo that absolutely. I've been really struck by just how generous and you know, what a warm atmosphere there is in this. You know, halls like this in hotels can be pretty cold places, and it's so friendly, and I really appreciate the welcome that we've been given. And you know, it's a really salutary reminder to us, because I've said to lots of people, our experience as voice actors is in some ways is quite a lonely one, because we never work together. As Pete said, we've only just met today, and we go into a booth and we get a script and we do our best to fulfill the requirements of the script, and then the session ends bang on the time that you've been booked into, and you go home. And sorry to say, being honest, you sort of leave it behind and move on to your next thing. And then sometime later, like today, you're really reminded of what the collective work that we've all done, and everybody else who's involved in the creative process of putting a game like this together, what it means. And I've been particularly struck, and I feel really stupid to acknowledge this, but what it has meant in the last 2 years since lockdown to so many people as a point of contact, and how valuable it's been. And I'm proud to be, you know, have played a small part in that process, because really conscious. I know it's a huge global community that plays this, but this feels like, in a way, like a sort of microcosm of that whole community, and it's so many people are it's just so, you know, so generous. So thank you very much, and you know, it's all down to Alex who's made this possible. So a huge thank you to you.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like the most sort of like a collective therapy in the funnest possible way.
See, the difference is most Final Fantasy games are just single players, right? You play it for 40 hours and walk away. And with this, you're putting in hundreds of hours. There was someone who came up earlier and said they put 600 days worth of gameplay in as well.
Wow.
Right, you times that by 24 and you get a very large number.
I do have to sort of interrupt. I felt bad about it ever since he said it, and forgive me, I'm looking for him, but somewhere, if he's in the hall, I don't know at the moment. There's a gentleman that told me that he had to get another 50 hours of game time just to try and work out what the hell I'm talking about.
I don't think any amount of hours would make up for that.
So I'm really sorry.
You know.
I don't know. It's my job just to make it seem like I know.
It was funny because in the interview that we did online, I was like, oh, do you find